Welcome to the summary of the book, The Psychology of Selling by Brian Tracy, Page 1. Why People Buy: Understanding the Mind of the Customer. In The Psychology of Selling, Brian Tracy starts by asking a powerful question. Why do people buy? Most salespeople focus on what they're selling, the features, the price, the product, but Tracy says that's not enough. If you want to become truly great at sales, you need to understand what's going on in the buyer's mind. He says something really important right at the start. People don't buy products or services, they buy emotions. In other words, they buy things that make them feel good, solve their problems, or help them reach their goals. Even when a customer says they're buying for practical reasons, there's usually an emotional reason underneath. So, what motivates buyers? Tracy says there are a few core emotional triggers that drive most purchasing decisions. Here are the biggest ones. 1. Desire for gain. People want to make progress in life. They buy things that help them earn more, save time, improve their health, or feel more secure. 2. Fear of loss. This is one of the strongest motivators. People hate missing out or making mistakes, so if they believe something will go away or prices will go up, they're more likely to act. 3. Comfort and convenience. If something makes life easier, faster, or more enjoyable, that's a big selling point. People love to feel in control and comfortable. 4. Pride and status. Some purchases are about how people want to be seen by others. Status, style, and prestige all play a role, sometimes even when people won't admit it. 5. Love and belonging. People want connection. They buy things that help them feel closer to others or make them feel accepted and valued. Tracy teaches us that a great salesperson doesn't just push a product. They ask questions, listen carefully, and uncover what the buyer really wants. When you understand what truly matters to the other person, you can speak directly to those emotional needs. He also reminds us that confidence matters. Buyers are more likely to say yes when they feel like the salesperson believes in what they're offering. If you sound uncertain or unprepared, people pick up on that right away. To build that confidence, Tracy recommends learning everything you can about your product, practicing your sales conversations, knowing your customers' needs inside and out, staying positive and motivated every day. He says your attitude is just as important as your words. If you feel passionate, focused, and honest, that energy will come through, and people will trust you more. Page 2. Building trust and reading buying signals. Once you understand what motivates a customer, the next step is learning how to build a strong relationship with them. According to Brian Tracy, people are more likely to buy from someone they trust and feel comfortable with. Selling is not about talking non-stop, it's about creating a connection. 1. People buy you first. Tracy says that before a customer buys your product or service, they buy you. That means your attitude, energy, and appearance all play a big role. If you come across as confident, respectful, and truly interested in helping, people will open up to you. But if you seem pushy, disinterested, or fake, they'll shut down. Here's how you can build that trust. Smile and make eye contact. It shows you're friendly and confident. Ask questions and really listen. Don't just wait for your turn to speak. Let the customer talk about their problems, their goals, and what matters to them. Be genuine. If you honestly want to help, people can feel it, and they'll be more open to hearing your ideas. 2. Learn the art of asking questions. Tracy believes that the best salespeople ask more questions than they answer. Why? Because asking questions helps the customer feel heard. It also gives you valuable information about what they want, need, or are worried about. Some good types of questions include open-ended questions, or these get people talking. For example, what are you hoping to improve? Or what's most important to you in a product? Clarifying questions. These help you understand more. Can you tell me more about that? Or, what do you mean by that? Problem questions. These get the customer thinking about their pain points. What challenges are you facing right now? When you ask the right questions, you can gently guide the conversation toward your solution. And it feels natural, not like a sales pitch. 3. Pay attention to buying signals. One of the most important skills in sales is knowing when the customer is ready to buy. Tracy calls these buying signals, and they can be easy to miss if you're too busy talking. Some common buying signals include: the customer starts asking about price, delivery, or guarantees. They ask for another opinion or bring someone else into the conversation. They start nodding, smiling, or repeating your words. They look more relaxed or say things like, "That makes sense." When you notice these signs, it's time to move toward closing the sale, but gently. Tracy says you don't need to pressure the customer. Just ask a simple question like, does this sound like something that would work for you? Would you like to move forward with this option? Should we set up the next step? The key is confidence and timing. Don't rush, but don't hold back either when the customer is clearly interested. 4. Focus on helping, not selling. Tracy reminds us over and over that the best salespeople see themselves as helpers, not pushers. Your goal is not to win a sale. It's to solve a problem, meet a need, or improve someone's life. He says, approach each customer with the idea of helping them to solve a problem or achieve a goal, not of selling a product or service. This mindset shift can completely change your result. People don't like being sold to, but they love being helped. When they feel like you care about them, they're much more likely to say yes. Page 3. Closing the sale and handling objections with confidence. At this point in the book, Brian Tracy shifts focus to one of the most important parts of the sales process: closing the deal. Many people get nervous about this stage, but Tracy explains that closing is not about pressure, it's about timing and confidence. If you've built trust and listened well, closing should feel like a natural next step. 1. The purpose of every sale is to close. Tracy says something very simple but powerful. No sale is complete until someone says yes. You can have great conversations, but unless you ask for a decision, you won't make progress. But here's the secret. If you've done a good job understanding the customer's needs, shown how your product or service helps, and handled any concerns, closing is easy. Most of the time, people are ready, they just need a little nudge. 2. Use simple, gentle closing technique. You don't have to be aggressive or sneaky to close. In fact, Tracy recommends using soft, respectful closing techniques that make the customer feel comfortable. Some examples include: the assumptive close, "Should we go ahead with this one, or would you prefer the larger package?" The summary close, "So, just to recap, you like the price, you like the benefits, and the delivery timeline works. Are you ready to move forward?" The action close, "Let's get the paperwork started so we can schedule delivery for next week." Each one is calm, natural, and respectful. The key is to say it with confidence and kindness. 3. Be ready for objections. Even if someone is interested, they might still hesitate. That's normal. Tracy says we should expect objections and even welcome them. An objection means the customer is still thinking, not rejecting you outright. Common objections might sound like, "It's too expensive. I need to think about it. I'm not sure if it's the right time." Instead of arguing, stay calm and ask questions. For example, "Can you help me understand your concern about the price? What would make you feel more comfortable moving forward today? Is there anything else you need to know before deciding?" Tracy reminds us that most objections are not final, they're just part of the process. If you stay patient and ask the right questions, you can often guide the customer through their hesitation. 4. The power of repetition and practice. Tracy emphasizes that great salespeople practice over and over again. They rehearse their presentations, their responses to objections, and their closing technique. Why? Because confidence doesn't come from luck. It comes from preparation. He suggests you practice your opening lines and product explanations aloud. Record yourself to check your tone and clarity. Write down common objections and your best answers to them. A role play with a friend or teammate. The more you practice, the more natural and confident you'll sound, and confidence is one of the most attractive traits in a salesperson. 5. Stay positive no matter what. Finally, Tracy reminds us that not every sale will go through, and that's okay. The key is to keep a positive attitude, learn from each experience, and move forward with energy. Successful salespeople know that every no brings them closer to the next yes. Your mindset matters more than you think. If you believe in what you're selling and you believe in yourself, customers will feel that, and they'll be more likely to trust you and say yes. Page 4. Big lessons that work in business and life. As Brian Tracy wraps up the psychology of selling, he reminds us that sales isn't just about making money. It's about helping people, building confidence, and growing as a person. Whether you're in business, starting a side hustle, or just trying to communicate better in daily life, the lessons in this book go far beyond closing deals. 1. Selling is about helping people succeed. One of the most powerful ideas in the book is that selling is not something you do to someone, it's something you do for someone. You're not just offering a product, you're offering a solution to a problem, a way to make someone's life better, easier, or happier. When you approach every customer with a genuine desire to help, they can feel it. Tracy says the best salespeople are the ones who care the most, not the ones who talk the most. This mindset also makes sales feel better. You're not pushing anything, you're serving someone. That makes it easier to stay motivated and proud of your work. 2. Confidence is your most valuable tool. Tracy says that confidence is the spark that brings everything else to life. When you believe in yourself, your product, and your ability to help, people will listen. Confidence helps you ask better questions, handle objections calmly, close deals without fear, bounce back from rejection, and confidence grows from knowledge and repetition. The more you practice, the better you'll feel. The better you feel, the better you'll perform. Tracy encourages everyone in sales to become a student of success. Keep learning, keep practicing, and keep pushing forward. 3. Set goals, track progress, and stay focused. Tracy also teaches the power of goal setting. He says that top salespeople are always clear about what they want, how much they want to earn, how many calls they need to make, and what they need to improve. He suggests writing down your goals every day, breaking big goals into small steps, tracking your numbers, calls, meetings, conversions, reviewing your results and adjusting often. When you treat selling like a serious craft, with structure and strategy, you'll improve faster and stay more motivated. This habit of goal setting is helpful not only in sales but also in other parts of life. 4. Success comes from mindset and discipline. In the end, Tracy tells us that success in selling and in life is not just about talent. It's about attitude, consistency, and self-discipline. You have to wake up every day ready to work, learn, and grow. There's no magic trick or secret phrase. It's about showing up and getting better every single day. This book is full of practical tools and smart advice, but its biggest message is about how you think. Stay positive, no matter what. Believe in the value you bring. Keep learning and never give up. If you apply these ideas, you'll not only sell more, you'll become more confident, capable, and successful in everything you do. Final takeaway. The psychology of selling teaches that great salespeople are made, not born. With the right mindset, habits, and heart, anyone can become excellent at moving others, not just to buy but to believe, to act, and to grow. It's a book about selling, yes, but it's also a book about becoming your best self, one conversation at a time.